Live. What's up, YouTube? What's up, guys? Today I want to do a quick video on very straightforward strength building tips for adding strength in the gym, growing your muscle strength, your muscle mass, and this should also help burn your body fat. Like in general, when you're growing your muscles and assuming your calorie intake is going to be, a deficit every day, like you're burning more calories than you're consuming in your weight training, you're going to lose weight. Like it's just, it's simple math. So I will give you my biggest tip, and this is what most people will say, all right? And I'm not like some crazy expert lifter. I'm just a regular dude who's weight trained a lot in the past. In the last month or so, I've seen significant progress in my own strength. So the first thing is compound movements, okay? Compound movements. That's something when I studied like weight training, I always heard that term, and that means to use multiple muscle groups of your body. So when you get to the gym, all right, you want to always start off with compound movements, meaning your presses, all right, your chest presses, your squats, your overhead, shoulder press, your your hack squat, if your gym has that kind of machine, your leg press, right, your note presses, all right, you're gonna be using multiple muscle groups. That's why you can lift the most weight. And if you're pushing the most weight, that's how obviously you're going to increase your strength the most. You're going to build your muscle mass up the most. And if you're adding muscle to your body, like for men especially, that should help with your testosterone as well if you happen to be like lower in that area. And I can't like guarantee that, but it's got a cumulative effect. So if you're growing your muscle, you're going to be burning calories, burning fat. If your calorie intake is less than if you're burning off more calories than you're intaking, you're going to lose weight, right? It's just kind of common sense. Now, for a guy like me, I'm super lightweight. I'm literally about to have like some donuts here because I need so many calories because I burn off so many calories every day that is very hard for me to gain weight. And my problem is I don't want to burn into my muscle because if you're burning off more calories, yeah, you're going to lose weight, but your body could take away from your muscle mass possibly, all right, or lean into it if you're so low body fat to begin with, like myself. So that's kind of that's my own personal situation. Now, most people are probably not in that situation. Most people would not recommend to eat donuts, right? If you don't want to gain weight, then freaking stay away from donuts and fat and sugar and that kind of thing. But in my situation, it's actually beneficial because also, I work a physical labor job 7 days a week, and I burn off a lot of calories. And then also in the gym, I lift hard. I train intense, and I burn off a lot of calories. So I need a ton. Excuse me. I'm just getting over being sick here, but I wanted to give you guys some tips. So that's the one biggest tip, compound movement. So when you get to the gym, that's when you're going to have the most energy to lift up the most weight. So like your bench press, your incline bench, your squat, if you're doing legs, your leg press, and you're going to be able to lift a lot of weight doing those kind of exercises. And that's going to help you increase your strength up. And as you increase strength, your muscle mass will go up, and vice versa. As you get bigger, stronger, it's going to help you get even stronger because then you're bigger and you can lift more weight. And it's just, it's an accumulative effect. That's how it works. That's how it's been working for me. I haven't really gained a lot of weight in the last 6 weeks, maybe 5 pounds or something. I don't know. Like I was well under 150. Now I'm about 152-ish, give or take. But my strength is way up through the roof. Like on squat, I can squat way more. And hey, I appreciate that. Mitchell Stahl, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well and healthy. So with squat, I can squat way more weight than I could back in January, like I don't know when I started. And also bench press, which has always been one of my strengths, is my upper body, shoulder, chest. For my body size, is I can rep my body weight on bench press, which is pretty good. And that's way more than what I was doing like 6 weeks ago. So, and I got my numbers in mind where I was about 8 years ago, which were kind of high. So I'm on a journey. I'm going to keep going up and up, and take you guys with me and give out some tips that I've learned literally over the last about 10 years, and also what I've learned about health recently. So that's huge. You want to do those big weight movements at the start. You don't want to get into like your little cable resistance movements, your lightweight stuff. You don't want to do that at the start. That doesn't make sense. You want to save that stuff for the end, when you're like shot and you're tired, your muscles are drained, and then you can focus on very specific movements that target very hard to reach muscle groups that you want to stay developed for. Because it is important to actually work every part of your body, like every muscle group. Like I'm not a guy that just does upper body. Like I love doing legs day. Today I did upper body, Monday as well, but I do legs, and I like the intensity of the leg days, because leg days you will lift the most, like press, leg press, and squat, and I like that. To me, that's fun. It's enjoyable. Hey, I appreciate that. Marco, means a lot, man. What's up, DJ? What's up, Styles? Yeah, guys, you want to drop hearts or comments and your tips or your feedback. That's always, welcome here. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to talk with you. So feel free. But another thing is, if there's one muscle group you can train twice a week, you probably don't like to hear this, but it's going to be your legs, because your legs are your biggest freaking... Yeah, I am still. I'm getting over being sick, so I'm still a little bit up here. But your legs are your biggest muscle group in your body, like by far. Like that's where you should be the strongest by far. That's like my weakest area. So I could train legs twice a week, really, if I want to. Hit squats really, really hard one day and some presses. Then the other day focus on some more machines and, I don't know, or the same stuff, basically. So if you're very hard up on time, maybe you're a father, you got kids, you got a busy schedule, you work all the time, you only got like 30 minutes in the gym, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, do these movements: squat, bench press, hack squat, leg press, deadlift. All those are compound movements that are going to be using your butt, your hamstrings, your quads, or your chest for press, your shoulders, your front shoulders, your triceps, your arms, some of your back support, your core. Those are the movements that you got to focus on the most to put up the most strength and the best use of your time. All right? So, it's not smart to just do like bicep curls. I mean, if you want to grow biceps, do that, but save those more. Well, it depends on your goals. But like what I'm saying, if you don't have a lot of time, do movements that incorporate more muscle groups of your body. All right? So, if you don't have a lot of time, you wouldn't be a guy that just does like a few curls, because that's just working your biceps. It's probably better to do something like some lat pulls, like there's machines where you can pull, or some kind of rows where you're using your arm, your forearm, your bicep, your back, your lats, your mid back. You're getting all of those muscle groups. All right, and then you could end your workout with some curls, or at the start, I guess you could go really heavy with bicep curls if you really want to focus in that area. It always depends on your goals, like what are you trying to accomplish in the gym. But also, another big tip is intensity, the thing that I want to share with you guys before I go. So one of the things that I like to do is called a lot of like drop sets and like double sets or even triple sets sometimes. So normally a working set in the gym, if you're totally brand new, is like you pick a weight machine, you do like 8 reps, all right? You got some dumbbells and you do like 8 reps. So I might do that on chest, 8 reps of whatever, and then I might do a double set where I also have dumbbells, or I'm close to a machine. I like to be close to there's some kind of hybrid machines, and or I feel like they isolate your muscles better than the typical machines that aren't the very best. And I'll do one working set, stop, and then I'll get right to another set that's slightly different angle or a different exercise, but it's still working my chest. Maybe it's like a pull and the press was the first, and I'll do double sets. And that increases your intensity. That's really gonna, burn down your muscles. It's gonna rip them apart, which is what you want, in a good way, not like getting hurt, but like by tearing them down so they can be built up stronger. So intensity is also something that's very important in the gym. I usually like to get into where I'm sweating and like get an actual pump where you can start to feel like you're literally getting stronger as you're working out. You got all that blood rushing through your veins. Your veins will kind of swell out of your arms sometimes, depending on your physique or whatever. And you can get a nice pump and actually help you be stronger physically, more oxygen through your blood. Make sure you're breathing, deeply. Obviously, that's hard when you're sick like me or getting over it. But I do those double sets and even sometimes drop sets. So, like, an example is I might be doing like 3 sets on standard bench press like this, and I have a weight, and then I reach my limit and I throw it up, and then I whip off some weights, and then I drop it down to a lower weight that I can still lift, and I'll do a drop set, and I'll go right back-to-back sets. It's called a drop set because you're dropping off the weight, and then I'll pump that out until I get to failure, and I like to push myself to failure on the very last set. A lot of sets actually, but definitely the very last, and that's going to help you grow the fastest. You got to push yourself to the point of failure where you can't lift the weight anymore, because that's how you're going to tear your muscle down the most. So, and that's why I do a lot of these drop sets and increase the intensity, because it helps me get to failure quicker. So I hope that those tips right there helped. That's from a lot of research that I've done myself, and actual experience in the weight room that I've done, and that has worked, very, very well for myself. Like I said, my strength gains has gone way up in just the last 6 weeks. And if you don't see results like in the first couple months, you might not be training hard enough. You might not be lifting heavy enough weight or going to the point of failure. Now, you always want to be careful to stay healthy. Don't get injured. Obviously, getting injured is like completely counterproductive. But in that regard, use a Smith machine. A Smith machine is a machine where it's like hooked to these bars, and you can latch these hooks, and it stops the weight basically from coming down. It's not a free weight. A free weight is there's no hook. It's just you and the weight. Like dumbbells are free weights basically with the widest range of motion. So dumbbells, you always want to incorporate those in your training if you're looking to increase your strength, because they'll also bring in any kind of stabilizer muscles in your body that are really hard to reach, or through your core, because you have to use those muscles to freaking, steady the weights, the dumbbells, because they're not connected with the bar. You have to keep them equal with your own body. And then barbells are also free weight, because there's no hook to catch the weight. It's just you, like on squat, classic squat, barbell on your shoulders, where you can put up the heaviest weight, or like a deadlift, you can put up a lot of weight on deadlift. But those are some tips that definitely will help if you apply them. And lastly is get a spotter or a workout partner. Have someone who can come in and spot you if you're going to failure, like with your squat, who can back you up, help you get the bar up on the whatever, or chest press, whatever you're doing. It's good to have a spot. But that's basically what a Smith machine is, and they're pretty easy to use. So no worries if you're brand new to all this stuff. A Smith machine is very simple to use. And then you can lift heavier weight as well with a Smith machine. So you can try out different weights if you're maxing out or putting up higher numbers, and stay safe. Now, you can still get hurt even with a Smith machine, if you don't have it set up right. But there's hooks there. All you got to do is flip them over, and you're good to go. So those are my tips. Compound movements, intensity training, intense training, drop sets, double sets, proper recovery. When I'm done working out, this is a protein shake straight from Asante Organic, the best protein shake in the world that I know of. Very healthy, no bad stuff. Got a lot of good vitamins, minerals, stuff good for my gut. 16 grams of whole food nutrition, protein, and then I'll eat some food here and whatnot. So let me know, what are your tips or advice or feedback, because I'll put this up on YouTube as well. And I'll keep you guys updated on my journey as well. Keep doing videos like this and just sharing tips, advice, motivation, so you can get to the gym and gain strength and lose weight, or whatever your goal is, add muscle, better physique, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and stay healthy out there.